Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of our daily Bible study. Today, I'm joined here by my wife, Sharon. Say hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
There's a comedian in every crowd.
Every
So today we're going to, instead of doing a Bible study, we're going to do a little bit of a staff highlight. I know we've done one for Pastor Tim, Pastor Sean, and myself, but today we're going to try to focus on my wife, and because without her, what I do is not going to take place. We're going to discuss a little bit about ministry, what we've experienced in ministry as a whole over the last 10 years of being in ministry, and Sharon's going to focus a little bit on what it's been like for her to be a youth pastor's wife over the last 10 years. And of course, that will absolutely take digs at me and how great it is to be married to a wonderful husband that I am. So, Sharon, let's talk about a little bit about your experiences over the last 10 years being in full-time ministry with me.
Well, it's definitely been a roller coaster. We've had some great times. We've done some great things. And there's been some difficult times. It's definitely a whole lot easier when we do ministry together as opposed to two separate entities. We are the balance to each other, just like in marriage, our ministry is the same thing. Being a school teacher, a lot of times my school breaks are focused on ministry, doing projects or just trying to reel Patrick in sometimes. He's got lots of great ideas, and sometimes we just got to look at it a little bit closer and see what's going to work, what's not. Sometimes I've got to figure out how to pull it all together, put all the pieces together, and make it make sense. So.
Now, I'm sure some of the people here would love for some examples of how you said to reel me in. I like that you said I have a lot of great ideas. I hope everybody picked up on that. I have great ideas.
Extravagant.
Extravagant.
Great ideas.
My wife is the one that makes all my ideas. One of my favorite things that we've done by far was our first year in youth ministry. We graduated 9 teens. We had 9 seniors. Now, I'm not talking about 9 and we classified people going out of elementary into middle school or middle school into high school or even college kids. We had 9 high school seniors graduate our first year. We lost half of our youth group in a matter of 3 months. But our first year, we wanted to do something special for our graduates. We wanted to do something, and we wanted to. So we come up with the idea that we've done a senior banquet at the church. Now, for those of you that are watching this and remember this, we took the fellowship hall and we decorated the fool at it. We had graduation streamers hanging from the ceilings. We had congratulation words. I mean, we went all out. And out of the 9 people over there, we had 8 graduates show up for the banquet. And out of those 8 graduates, probably we had 50 to 60 members of their family show up. And we were able to give them a graduation ceremony. We honored them. We give them gifts. I was able to give a small word. I think I preached for about 15, 20 minutes that night. So we were able to almost do all aspects of ministry in that one night. We were able to serve the families, we were able to preach the words, and we were there to recognize, give honor where honor is due. So that's probably one of my favorite memories of doing ministry over the years. Obviously being our first, we've done it the biggest and best, and we've not been able to reach that lofty goal since.
But we also had a lot of people helping us. We had younger teens come in and help serve food and drinks. We had a lot of church members that were involved in party type stuff that kind of helped with that particular event. I think that's one reason why it went as well as it did. We were also at a little bit larger church than we've been at lately.
No. So, what are some other experiences that you've had that people might not understand that youth pastors' wives get to experience on a daily basis?
I don't know. Patrick likes to preach at us or to us. I'm not sure which one it is on a regular basis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Our kids have been part of our ministry as well. Sometimes reluctantly, sometimes voluntarily. They understand that ministry is part of who we are as a family. Doesn't mean we don't get a teenager rebelling from time to time, or a 10-year-old who thinks that she's a teenager rebelling from time to time.
What would you say the greatest or most fulfilling moment in ministry has been for you over the last 10 years? Well, that's why we're here, so you can express it to the masses. The people want to know.
I've never thought about it.
Well, now's the time to do it. Right here on the spotlight's on Sharon. It's the Sharon spotlight. So
this is one of the things he does. He talks nonstop, so I can't think, because I can't think when there's constant.
Well, we are recording, so.
Most rewarding. Well, I think that boils down to one of our first years of ministry. Part of that has to do with me being a teacher, and that is a ministry in itself. But I had a young lady who had come to our youth services, and I had taught her previously. I think she knows where this is going if she watches this. But
oh, she don't watch these.
we reconnected, and she confided in me as a minister and a teacher in some things that were going on in her life. And over the process of a short period of time, she became part of our family. We adopted her in a sense. And she's just been an amazing asset to our family. I think she...
Well, she's provided two assets to our family.
That too. She helps out a lot. She has over the years. I think she's helped us examine ourselves sometimes in our ministry and what all is involved in ministry. Youth ministry is not just about a youth service and games and fun. It's counseling, and building relationships. And I think that's one of the things that we really, really focus on. We try to focus on in our youth ministry is building relationships with between the teens as a group and between us and the teens in the group. Because when you have a relationship with them, then you can meet them where they are, and you can minister to them on a more personal level.
If you haven't figured it out, that's our oldest daughter she's talking about. That's Megan. That's our oldest daughter, who's given us two beautiful, rambunctious handfuls of grandsons. But like I said, this has been a spotlight. We've been talking about ministry. We could probably go on and on and on and talk about things that have happened to us over the years. I'll tell you, I will tell one last story as we're winding this thing up. Several years ago, we done a True Love Waits program for that was another big undertaking.
That was another big undertaking, yes.
We done about 8 weeks of True Love Waits, and then we finished it off with a huge ceremony. We've got about ring ceremony. We probably had about 8 kids participate in this ring ceremony. And we had the church decorated like a wedding ceremony.
Yes.
It was huge.
We made a big
But
deal out of it.
we had a couple of kids, and during the lessons, we had one young lady argue with me and tell me that kissing doesn't lead to anything. We had a several minute discussion between me and her in the middle of our lesson one night about how she felt that it was okay to kiss on her boyfriend because it would not lead to anything. And we finally come to the agreement that we were going to agree to disagree on that subject because we both were not going to give any ground. And also during that, we had a young gentleman that asked a lot of questions, and I was okay with that. But his questions were along the lines of, he proposed a scenario that what if I accidentally
just
walked
by happen chance
walked into a gentleman's club, for a lack of better words. And I said, well, how would you do that? And he said, well, I would accidentally do it. I was like, so we were back and forth, and he would change his scenario to fit the answer he thought he wanted to have. And finally, I just looked him dead in the eye and said, if you go in a strip club, you're going to hell. And he looked at me, and he didn't ask another question after that.
That was one time where we really had to prepare ahead of time. We had to constantly think about what kind of questions these kids would ask, what kind of statements would be made.
Yeah. You also have to be very careful with that subject matter because they will catch you off guard.
We had a lot of times we had to...
We also had to separate. Yes.
We did have to separate.
Yes, because little boys don't understand that they're not allowed to ask intimate questions in front of young ladies when you're a teenager. So
if you ever do True Love Waits with your youth group,
separate.
Make sure you prepare very, very, very well. And if you think you've prepared enough, prepare a little bit more.
Just don't do it. Tell their mamas and daddies to do it.
It was great, though. I mean, the kids remembered it.
Yeah.
We remember it.
It's almost 10 years later, and we remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh, and then we done the Hunger Games. Remember when the Hunger Games come out? I done a series on the Hunger and Thirst Games, and I dressed up like the dude, and I painted my hair, and
I don't think that went over as well as we thought it was going to go.
Yeah, that paint was difficult to get out of my hair, but
Sierra was dressed up.
Yes, we had a young lady dress up
Lord.
as may the odds ever be in your favor. That's what she said.
Something like that.
It was supposed to have been that way. I have a wonderful English accent.
You don't.
So anyways, it's been a great time of staff spotlight. My wife obviously is having a great time. She's crying because she's laughed so much. But over the years, we've had a lot of time, fun times with our teens and our youth over the years. We've also had some sad times. We've been with teenagers that have lost loved ones. We've been with parents going through surgery. We've been through teens that have gone through surgery. So we've been with them through their ups and downs. But this has been a ministry spotlight over mine and my wife's youth ministry over the last 10 years. We hope you've enjoyed this time with us, and hope it sheds a little bit more light on youth ministry in a modern age. We love you. We're praying for you, and we hope to see you soon at Irwin Hill Church of God. God bless you is our prayer. We'll see you next time.